correspondent in Berlin today. People around the world have been posting videos of themselves of late, downing a glass of salt water in yet another popular online challenge. But this time, the message of the challenge is to support hunger-striking Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails.
Viva Palestina!
Even cafes and restaurants have joined in, offering salt water on their menus. The staff of one hotel in Ramallah gathered in a dining hall and drank that water together, as you can see. For some, it's just a symbolic move, but for others, the challenge really is more personal. I'm talking about those who have got relatives in detention. Artie spoke exclusively to some of those people.
I'm the mother of the prisoner sentenced to life. He has been in jail in Israel for 25 years, and he is on hunger strike as well.
I'm the mother of a prisoner who was sentenced to 20 years in jail. I haven't seen him for a year. They reject my application each time I apply to visit.
I was not allowed to visit him for over a year. I missed him so much, and I wanted to meet him before the strike to make sure that his health was okay. As mothers, we are terrified. We are waiting for any news.
We are supporting our sons by drinking salt water. We want to drink it because all our sons have now is salt and water.
1,500 inmates from 8 prisons are taking part in the hunger strike. They're demanding more frequent and lengthy family visits and better medical treatment. They also say it's illegal to keep them in solitary confinement and, no less importantly, detention without trial. We spoke to Tariq Abu Hamdia, whose father died from cancer in an Israeli prison after reportedly receiving no medical treatment for it.
He was kept in negligence, and at the same time, his condition was not revealed to us. The cells, the prison cells where he kept, were in very bad conditions. He was transported when his illness, even after they confessed about his illness to us and about his cancer, they transported him with the prisoner's pass and in handcuffs, without any regard to his condition, until he fainted and he was unconscious, like 2 or 3 days before he passed away. They used the ambulance the proper way to transfer or to move him from place to place.
Today, a total of 6,500 Palestinians are being held in Israeli jails. 300 of them are children. Many more are serving life sentences. The Israel and Palestine Director of Human Rights Watch, Omar Shakir, believes it's time for the international community to step in here.
These demands are rooted in international law. As Human Rights Watch has documented, Israel's use, for example, of administrative detention, where it holds nearly 500 Palestinians in year 50 of the occupation, in a form of detention that really raises significant due process concerns. Their use of this practice is dubious at best. Or take the example of Israel holding Palestinian prisoners within Israel as opposed to within the occupied Palestinian territory, which is a very clear violation of international humanitarian law. We've seen with the Israeli authorities in cases, for example, of hunger strikes with administrative detention, where eventually the pressure has forced them to change course on policy. Now, they're very publicly stated here with the hunger strikes that they're not going to do that they're even willing to have hunger strikers die if that's the cost for it. But ultimately, really what's at stake here is that Israel, in several instances, such as withholding prisoners within Israel, finds itself in violation of international law.
At the moment, Israeli law allows administrative detention. The authorities have refused to negotiate with the protesters thus far. In fact, they say they've set up medical facilities inside the prisons to treat the protesters. If you get any more updates on this story and how that hunger strike progresses, we'll let you know.